We're talking everything from The Boys season 5, episode 4. Spoiler alert: Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's dad, but it's a doggy dog world. Hit the mambo number 5. It's time for an all new episode of Unbinged starting now. Welcome into Unbinged, the podcast where we break down the shows, movies, and news you love to binge. I'm Alfredo Brown, joined as always by Matt Kopfhamer and Jagger May. We're talking everything from this latest episode of The Boys, but first, the spoiler warning.
We're about to spoil everything from The Boys and Gen V, so that's a lot of TV. Don't be here if you haven't seen it.
Guys, this episode had a lot to go off of and a lot for us to talk about, but I want to start at the ending because it kind of seems like this has been the theme of the series, the theme of the season. And Butcher just flat out tells Homelander in this episode, no matter how many of these people love and adore you, you don't love yourself. You can't live with it. And by the end, at least the way I took what we saw on Homelander's face is him realizing that even as the prophet that he's called, it doesn't matter. Because he realizes everyone is still afraid of him and he is not this person that is actually loved and adored.
I think the phrasing Butcher used was gargle your bollocks, I think was the exact words he used.
Yeah, I knew it was one of those foreignisms. I just, we speak American on this podcast, boy. No, I'm just kidding. I just couldn't remember it.
Podcast.
Democratic podcast of America. Nice. Jinx.
I think.
But yeah, how did you guys take that?
It's funny that you mentioned that. It's one of those things that it's like a Rorschach test almost, because I could see your bubbles if I squint look at it. I took it as he was finally believing in himself. And I don't mean that as like obviously a positive thing. Like it felt like he was baptizing himself in his own bollocks, to use Butcher's terms. Cause like he felt it.
Self-gargling?
Yeah. Like if anything, Butcher almost gave him a cathartic experience, because he's like, you're all right. I don't love myself and things won't change unless I do. And then it did. Like that was just belief from him and belief in the church. Because the thing about selling a product, if you don't believe in it, people will notice. And he really did believe it. And I think quite literally and figuratively that just spilled into the rest of that building, So I don't like that.
I actually wonder.
Was I mistaken?
Yeah.
In that last, when they finally show his face, I didn't notice before when they've done that in the show, they've given us that like tinnitus, like whine, right? I didn't notice that this time when they focused on him. It just, all the noise drowned out.
On who? On Homelander?
On Homelander's face. So I wonder if obviously that was intentional, but I'm wondering if they're trying to tell us, like Jag said, this is Homelander instead of having doubt. Where all the times he had doubts, it was when you get the tinnitus whine. And now that he doesn't have those doubts, he is locked in and all the noise drowns out. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm more on Jag's side with this one.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've heard it both ways, guys.
Like I said, I'm not 100% either. That's why it's the worst. Like, how can we say it literally cut for a reason? That's good television. We're seriously having a fucking podcast about it.
Yeah. It was great.
I was sitting there waiting for the eyes to go red, because I thought he was getting ready to like laser them and start to I have to sacrifice a certain amount of believers to start the revolution. And that was like a split second. And I was like, well, that's maybe too far.
Nobody ever follow Kopf if he gets into a position of power. Your first thought is sacrifice the believers to show them how much I love them.
like that scene in The Office when Creed is talking about being
you make more money as a leader.
A follower. I should always be a follower. Don't make me the leader. It won't be about the money for me.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I would worry about me. Like I've told my therapist.
I would worry about me.
I've told my therapist, I was just like, I don't want to be a piece of shit. I do a career that makes pieces of shit, and I don't want to become that, So.
The way this ended was, I like that it's ambiguous. The reason I viewed it differently was because I think we kind of already saw Homelander believing in himself, that he was this sort of messianic figure because of everything that he saw in his vision with, what was the woman's name?
Madeline Stillwell.
Madeline. Yeah. I felt like he was already there. And then he had that moment where he's trapped in that room where it's one of the first times he's actually felt weak. And then he gets out of that room, or while he's in that room, he is at his most vulnerable. And that's when Butcher is telling him, like, it doesn't matter if you get what you want. You're still going to be essentially exactly what Soldier Boy said, this wet little baby boy bitch. And I think this is the first time that the words and the doubt and the disbelief are actually piercing the veil that Homelander has. And I can see it like that because we sort of see everything get pierced with Soldier Boy a little bit as well at the end. Like it wouldn't surprise me if we're starting to see all of these characters sort of unravel back into their most basic versions of who they are, or a side that we haven't seen yet.
It's crazy that they killed Homeboy down there because that's a fucking weapon, dude. It's just like,
Quinn,
especially
right?
you break down someone like Soldier Boy. Actually, it's Soldier Boy's even more fragile than Homelander because he's not quite as crazy and more human because he's been human before, if anything. But like that shit in there was the perfect opportunity to kill Homelander. Like I don't know why Butcher didn't try harder. Like I don't. That's my only problem with this episode. I would be like, oh fuck yeah, let's get a couple of shots in. Like, well, head body head body head, and just fucking see what you can do.
It feels very Joker Dark Knight. Like we're destined to do this forever. I won't kill you because it's too much fun, and you won't kill me out of some point of pride.
That
I don't.
works with
I
the
don't
Joker,
understand.
though.
I know, but that's why I'm agreeing with you. Like I don't understand why they didn't. It feels like it effectively solves their biggest problem and it allows them to focus on the whole, what is this? Not the poison, but like the virus, in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can, because you're right, that scene I was like, okay, is he gonna do the octo dicks out of his chest and get him that way?
Dicks.
Thank you, Hubie, for that phrase.
It's basically just a fidget spinner of cocks shooting out of his chest.
He finally said what we all were thinking.
Yep.
So I was very surprised that he didn't at least try to fuck with Homelander besides mentally. And the only thing I can think of is because he was still under the influence of Quinn's toxoplasmosa power that he wasn't thinking straight. I don't know. It's very wishy-washy from a writing standpoint. And again, it's just because they're building up to a finale. That's the real reason. It's plot armor. I do want to talk about Quinn more because
Me too.
it feels like that's Soldier Boy's brother, right?
Let's-
like that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was gonna say let's tease it.
on everything.
I mean, you do. I was gonna say let's tease that because while I have everybody here with the tease that's gone, if you have a second, please like this video, comment down below with your thoughts. Is Quinn Homelander's brother? There, that's how you spin that. That's called podcast hosting, motherfucker. And also, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please take a second to leave a 5-star review for us. It means so much to us. We're almost at 100 reviews on Spotify. Apple, we continue to go up, and that's where we need your help the most. So if you are a listener on Apple Podcast, please help us out with those 5-star reviews. We've got a bunch of our free content. We're covering The Boys, Your Friends and Neighbors. We've also got our premium content covering Invincible and Euphoria. And we have so many other big shows that are coming out this summer that we're going to be covering. So please make sure you're subscribed and you stick here with us. All right, Koff, your theory on why Quinn is actually Soldier Boy's brother.
So a couple of clues, right? So Homelander brings it up in the episode. He's like, I read your classified file and your brother's a real hero, blah, 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 blah. And then we get the scene where Homelander's confronted with Quinn. He obviously knows him. He talks about being in the experiment and trials together. But the biggest clue for me is after he blasts him and kills Quinn effectively, that's when Soldier Boy has that melancholy of like, I'm so sorry. What have I done? And then like literally Homelander comes like, have you been crying? And instead of being the tough guy, be like, no, fuck you, you're a bitch, he's like, just kill me. And so it feels like he crossed a line in his own like mental, moral, whatever you want to call it, by killing his own brother. And that's what is like getting to the point of wanting to die. Otherwise, I don't know, is Quinn like a secret ex-lover of his and that's why he feels so guilty? I'm just trying to think of what could possibly get him to that point of where his character wants to die and is feeling bad about something he did.
I got you here. As this is not me saying that you're wrong. He very much could be his brother, but even if he's not his biological brother, he's his brother because it's called
Brother in
trauma
arms.
bomb, trauma
There you
bonding.
go.
It's Zoolander. He
Yeah.
means brother like the way black people use it because it's more meaningful, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Soldier Boy was never a soldier, but that's the one place he was. And I think if there's anything that him and Homelander can really connect with, is that they've quite literally been tortured and went through some shit. And granted, they're terrible people, racist, very, very problematic, but they were monsters that were made. And then you can't really take what they went through away from them, as far as like you could call him like a pussy, he didn't fight, but you can't, motherfucker like withstood radiation for hours. Like that's something. I don't know what I'm saying. It's not respect, but like fuck. You know,
You have to recognize the trauma they went through. But
That's what I'm at.
the choices they've made since then. Like it informs who they are, but at the same time, you can't forgive them for being mass murderers and degenerate shitbags.
yeah.
I think it's also a brief moment where I'm on Team Jag here, where I think it's more of like that is his brother through the trauma bonding of like they're some of the originals from the V1 testing, and he can see how tragic like the outcome is that it just didn't work for him, and he's been sitting there like that for all these years, and now it's his fault that this guy is dead. It's not even putting him out of his misery. I mean, technically it is. What I think it's also doing is I think it's kind of reminding us that deep inside somewhere there are still like humans within some of these soups, and even someone who, as outwardly as it looks like with Soldier Boy, that he's just a d-bag that just lives his life doing whatever he wants, there's still something in there that has some sort of a conscience, whereas I don't know that we have that at all with Homelander, where it's kind of like he's not even necessarily human. We've already known he's not a regular human because he's a soup, but like there's something there mentally, emotionally, spiritually that is just not even human at all with Homelander.
He's like a classic sociopath. He has no empathy. He can't put himself in someone else's shoes. He literally cannot imagine himself in a human's place. Whereas Soldier Boy at least had the experience before he got his powers of being a regular person. So at least he has something. It's like somebody born blind versus somebody who goes blind, right? Like the differences are so different because one was able to experience the world before losing sight,
And get
the other
superpowers.
one- yeah, and the other one has never had that context. So it's like trying to describe
that's
the
the
color
thing.
blue to one of them. One of them can be like, yes, I remember blue, and the other one's like, I can't contextualize it.
And I think this ties in great to what we talked about, I think, from episode 1, where the big moral quandary with these characters is, okay, we have Butcher who wants to just rid the world of all soups, essentially a soup genocide, to make the world a better place. And you've got Huey and some other characters that are still trying to, do this in a more effective, efficient way where it doesn't kill every single person with superpowers, because there are innocent people that would be dying from this. So is this show effectively asking this question and effectively posing the question as a real issue for these characters? Because as of right now, even through all the shit they've given us with bad soups, I don't know if they've effectively shown us that, like, hey, Butcher's kind of right, all soups need to die. It really seems like if we can get rid of Homelander, that's a big step in the right direction, but evil's never going to be gone from the world, regardless of soup or not.
No,
Correct.
but Homelander is a proponent of the absolute power corrupts absolutely. So he thinks you got to get rid of it root and stem and just get rid of the entire tree instead of just trimming branches, which is what Huey's saying.
And to be fair, I think I don't think it's direct allegory, and maybe there is, but it's the fact that we said, like, no, there can be millionaires, but there shouldn't be billionaires. And as far as like power goes, like Homelander is a billionaire, whereas if it was just the soups who were just millionaires, you could probably police that. Are they still going to be a ruling class? Yes, but it won't be to the monopolization that we have now, where Homelander is all powerful and it's just him at the top, and then the select hand, the few hands selected underneath him who are only there because they're afraid they're going to die. You know,
It all feels very close to home. It just feels very real.
sorry.
Very defund the public schools and give vouchers to Homelander Freedom Academies. Uh-huh. With a big old smile on her face.
It got straight up. You can't say that this has gone woke. This has been entrenched and ingrained. This whole religious thing, written before all the stuff that's happened before. Two, this is for like a callback to season 1. The whole you were chosen from God shit. Because like this is, I guess, is a good segue to talk about Annie's whatever the fuck time that I didn't care about shit that I guess matters.
She got
her whatever the fuck time I didn't give a shit about.
It made her realize that she needs to love Huey despite all of it.
That's what I thought. I'm like, what a waste of time. All of that was just like, we need to move Annie away for plot reasons.
Because she's too powerful. We've killed everyone, but yeah, exactly.
Like it was a pretty irrelevant time to bring in her father.
And unless it's going to pay off later in the season, which I don't think it will, it very much felt like that entire multiple scene arc could have been an email.
An email, yeah.
Dad's going to show up like Steve Buscemi at the end of Billy Madison with the shotgun. Starlight's glad I called that guy.
It really, all it felt like was like almost a ham-fisted way to be like, ice is bad, right, guys?
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think
and you
I
don't
wanna...
just have to follow orders.
Yes, and that was I think the bigger thing. I think it was actually less about Annie and more about the effect that we're seeing that Vought is having on like the following with the father and even the son who's there like watching the podcast of the Deep and Black Noir and how like he's just regurgitating the things he is told. So I do think it wasn't a totally irrelevant plot within the story. But it seems like there's probably more effective ways to do it where we didn't have to slow everything down. But yeah, it was not my favorite.
Feels
I
like
did like when Mesa was like, "You never made it on my wall," and she's like, "Good,
yeah, brother."
Yeah.
Fuck.
I do like showing Mason.
Mason, I don't think knew that Annie was his sister until this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like that would have been kind of fucked.
I know, but
I didn't
also you wouldn't have. Yeah. Anyway, we're not going down.
I didn't even think about that. Damn. I was thinking that, like, man, I don't want to be a part of these manosphere fucking dickheads. I didn't even think about the other stuff.
Giant jerkwall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and okay, you know what? I'm starting to give this whole side story here a little more credence because it's something that the dad says at the end where he tells Annie not to give up on the people you love. And I think it's sort of like a transitive property thing here, right? Where like he tells that to Annie. Huey's kind of already been there, but now if Annie believes it and Huey believes it, now you're talking about like Frenchie's believing it and then Kimiko, and you've got people who are saying, okay, we can't give up on the people we love, even if they are soups. And it ends up being a thing where maybe they're not giving up on Butcher and they're trying their best to, and I know I'm getting a little Disney with it here, but like that, if we're going to try to connect dots and say that the scene was worth it, I think that might be it.
Sure. It just felt a little long. It felt like they could have shortened it and given us more time with Soldier Boy and Homelander or anything.
I do think that the Mason stuff, I almost wish it was all comedic and not so much feeling, because like I just love the Deep. I love how Black Noir is basically AJ Hawk and the Deep's McAfee, because he just sits there, does not say
Fuck
shit.
You.
And, yeah.
Nods.
Nods. Yeah.
I do like that we finally get the answer though of what's going on with Black Noir too, and it's just he's going full method. So I like we got that answer finally.
Yeah, there's so many theories. They're like, I bet it's actually the Homelander clone, or even I had one where I was just like, I bet he's got like a stand-in in case like he gets killed off or something.
It's the Amidala. You just get a couple of Black Noirs walking around.
Little handmaid, take your place.
Yeah. We are Black Noir.
they kind of gave it away though in an Instagram post, I think it was, or a post on social media, where they were showing like behind the scenes and like you saw like the actor flipped up the glasses and everyone's like, well, there goes that theory. And people were like, yeah, it was never that theory.
It never was. It was never going to be the two Homelanders.
Another
thing,
Homelander.
Yeah.
Koff, you were telling me before we started recording, like just how much crazier the comics are compared to the show, and the show is very out there. The comics are even more so. Do you feel like they've done a good job so far of like tempering the craziness and making it relevant to the story? Because to not have another Homelander, I think like it kind of lends itself to just keeping the story more contained and less ridiculous. Like that'd be such a crazy thing to throw in with like, by the way, we've got 4 episodes left. Enjoy second Homelander. That would just to me feel irresponsible.
I think they've done a really good job of translating what's on the page onto screen and making it palatable for television audiences. Because the comics get away with some stuff that's just insane and egregious in my eyes. And they are obviously changing. They're telling a slightly different story than what the comics are. They're adapting it to a more modern audience because the comic is like 20, 25 years old now. So I am glad that they're not doing a beat for beat remake. And that was the Homelander clone reveal to me was one of the weakest parts of that story. So I'm glad they didn't go that route.
Yeah,
Because
and
Homelander
like,
can literally see through. He has fucking X-ray vision, and so you're telling me that a man with a cloth mask was able to fool him for years? No.
Yeah.
and in the, because I've read it too, that's where it got too far, because the difference between the comics and this, and Alfredo, you nailed it. The Boys, believe it or not, is pretty tight. Like we're not, when we bring in characters, it's kind of for a season or whatnot. There are so many soups, I feel like, in the Boys comics that you got to track. And like you said, like the fuckery, I mean that literally and figuratively, is just like times 10 when you have more soups. So
Just Google Soldier Boy in comics and you'll see the difference. The show is 10 times, 100,000 times better as a character in the show than he was in the comics.
yeah.
Yeah, Soldier Boy is what, essentially like a gimp for Homelander.
Yes.
Pretty much.
And
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, that's not great. Speaking of Homelander and like his relationships with people, I think it's starting to feel more and more, and I guess it's more like reflective of what Butcher is talking about and how I started to understand the ending of this episode. Aside from the people that are against Homelander, which are Soldier Boy and the boys, basically anyone with a boy, everyone else is afraid of Homelander. And everything runs through fear. Like, I don't think there is a single relationship that he has on his side that is not based on fear.
The only one he had, he fucked up with a firecracker.
Firecracker. No, she was terrified of him from the start. Like,
No, she was not. She worshipped him, and then he got weird. Madison Stillwell was scared of him from day one. She said she was always scared of him, but then she used the mommy thing to control him. Everyone has just been terrified of him.
The only one that wasn't seemingly was Stan.
Oh.
We haven't seen Stan since he got
Stormfront.
recaptured, so
Stormfront really liked him too, because he was like the actual Ubermensch.
The Ubermensch, yep.
Yeah.
laser my tits. Okay.
Ew.
That was literally.
I didn't-
You don't
I'm
remember
not
that?
judging you, dude, but
No,
like,
we do. I just didn't like hearing you say that into my ear holes.
Fair enough.
There go the 1-star reviews.
Into your sin hole?
No, your sin pit.
that's, you're making it worse.
Sin pit. That's
Sorry, Apple folks. It's like,
No,
we still need
I will
it.
say this.
wet shit in a Waffle House.
This episode had some really funny one-liners that I wrote down. You like it when I punish your sin pit? It smells like a wet shit in a Waffle House. Soldier Boy telling him Orson Welles wore a cape to cover his fat ass. The Last of Us is just Walking Dead with mushrooms.
It really is.
That's honestly
it's
so true.
so accurate. Yeah.
It's just fantastic, man. This episode was one of like, I feel like the least intentionally funny episodes of The Boys that I've seen in a minute.
Yeah, like it felt like they were trying to. They were trying to be serious, but they kept throwing those one-liners at us and it cracked me up. Like, man, what was that? What was the line about the gushers? That I forget, but that one threw me off. And then the fire crotch thing with the marketing lady. Like, come on, you can't throw those lines out there and not expect people to just die.
I wonder too with slightly going back, like away from the one-liners and back to what you're saying that people
Yeah.
will hate him. I'm curious at what Ashley and other Ashley are gonna do, because like she's
Bashley?
trying to little finger a little bit, you know. She's like, "You don't really believe in this, do you?" You know, like being all arch and shit. Like that's got to be a chess piece that helps topple the Fourth Reich.
Yes, I'm
Do you
right
think-
there, because she can, not only is she able to, it seems like she appears to read other people's minds or know what they're thinking and feeling. And how is that not like one of the things that probably breaks down Homelander and sends him like past his breaking point, is really hearing that no matter how hard we have tried, these people don't actually follow you, believe in you, love you. They are terrified of you. Like that would just be the thing that has him snap one more time. And especially if he knows that she has the power to fully comprehend that from other people.
So we know that she could read minds, or at least her back.
Her
back Ashley
Voldemort
can read her
can.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've already had Sage mention, like, oh, don't try to read my mind again. I'll just fuck you up because my brain's too powerful. But can she read Homelander's mind? I think is really the question that should be answered. Because if she can read Homelander's mind, then she could be a real weapon against him if the boys can convince her to.
To be fair, Homelander is like Donald Trump, and he has no filter. Like reading his mind is just listening to him.
Just
you know?
listen to what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Like there is no inner monologue. It's the same as the outer monologue.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if the only inner monologue that is there is the stuff that he is too afraid to say, which
Nope.
is that
That recurring self-hate.
2% is for pussies. No, it's like the insecurities. Like if there ever is an insecurity, like how, I'm also curious to learn more about her power. Like, does she have to focus on a person, or does it just kind of like show up in her head? Right? Because like if not, like how is she not trying to use this on Homelander every second of every day?
And I gathered it was independent. You know, like literally the thing is doing it and then telling her. So, you know, it's
Because like with the father, he's like, oh, I gotta do the church meeting, and she's like, oh, he's bankrupt, and then she's like, oh fuck, you're bankrupt.
Dude, 150 million.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't get, how do you,
in a church. If you fuck up
you
a
don't even
church,
pay taxes,
dog,
bro.
taxes.
Yeah,
No
that's,
taxes.
You're wearing the same
like
outfit every
bankrupting a-
day. It's not like you're buying crazy stuff.
I gotta say, Davi Diggs' muscle suit looks fucking terrible, guys. It
It's
looks,
hilarious.
it's
like, I think that's the
hilariously
thing.
bad.
I think that's the thing. I think it's supposed to just like, I feel it should do like the Scary Movie 3 hat that the cop has, where it just keeps getting bigger and bigger as she's getting into the car. Like I would just love that if David Diggs, like his suit just keeps getting musclier each episode.
Yeah. I'm like, do they not know forearms are like part of muscle proportion? Because I can't get down this rabbit hole.
I love that. That's like the one thing you're like, nope, not believable. It's really starting to fall apart for me here at the end. Guys, we find out that the V1 was taken by a hero named Bombsight, who Bombsight is, if I'm not mistaken, another hero who was part of the V1 experiments, already has that in his body. And I'm
And he's
wondering
addicted to smack.
what, I'm sorry? Oh, he's
And he
yeah,
apparently
addicted
has
to
a
heroin.
addiction.
Yeah, addicted to heroin, super strong. I'm curious as to what we're going to find out is why would a character like this want that? Is it to have it for himself so that no one else can have it and be special? Or is it to hide it from Homelander because of the dangers that he perceives there? I think
Guys,
that
you just
could
gave
add
the answer. He's addicted to heroin. What do heroin addicts do? They steal shit and try to sell it for money.
That's where I was going. Maybe he owes
I
people money,
I have
and this
never
was the
been a
price.
heroin addict. I was not aware of the behaviors.
You live in Florida. You've seen a crackhead before, my G.
I don't live in that part of Florida. Okay, Florida is
fair.
like 3 different states. There's like Florida, Bama, then there's everywhere cops gets filmed, and then there's South Florida. Okay,
Everywhere
Cough, you know what I'm
gets
talking about.
Yeah.
Come on, we know that. Every episode of
Still
Cops is
crackheads
Central
in
Florida.
South Florida. I've been there, dog.
So
You're not wrong.
I wonder. So
The
I was
classier
of,
crackheads.
So I actually had two theories about why Bomb Sight stole the view or took the view on.
Okay.
It could be a callback to season 1 with A-Train storyline with him and Popclaw, where they were juicing up. And because he's on the original V1, the only way for him to juice up is with more V1. Or it could be for somebody that he wants to become immortal to. So maybe somebody that he's been in a relationship with. Maybe it's a kid, something like that. So those are my two thoughts. Or he wants someone else to be able to be immortal with him, or he's trying to rejuice himself up.
I'm curious. I looked at who the character is. It's the asshole bully from Stranger Things season 4, the basketball player that tried to beat the shit out of Lucas.
Oh, that's
So I'm wondering, yeah, I'm wondering if they have typecast him to just be an asshole again, which it kind of sounds like it if you're a klepto heroin addict who's part of that original group of soups.
Maybe he's just misunderstood.
Sure, probably.
He's
Yeah,
going to be the nice one.
I think we could throw those theories out the window. Like, there's not a nice
Especially with the
superhero
name
coming
like
through.
Bomb Sight.
Yeah. And you know what? It's funny because like I think there's a moment there where O-Father is talking where he says he's not just a Superman. And it almost feels like that's the moment where they're saying like there is no good superhero coming to save the day. Like that's gone. Like that idea that there is a good superhero coming up, like that's it. There's only bad and worse right now. And that's where you kind of end up in the Butcher frame of mind of everyone needs to be gone.
And Annie, like if you're
And there's Annie.
like that's it. Annie and Kimiko, like that's it. And it's just because you're raised to think that you're quite literally kissed by Jesus right on the dick, and you're the number one boy of the neighborhood.
What a fucking expression, man. Like I've heard it with like a quarterback. Oh, God kissed his arm. Heard it just kissed on the dick is nuts. It's crazy, dude.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I derailed you there. You got me.
He derailed
I'm done
himself.
now.
I think.
I'm done. That's a good place to end the show. Okay. Oh, let's talk about this, man. Homelander and Soldier Boy, Eskimo brothers.
Eskimo Bros.
But Koff, you believe, and I'm kind of there, but I think we need like more detail and more theory on this. Was Stormfront technically Homelander's mom?
I think so. So what we know about Homelander's birth is that a runaway was the incubation for an embryo that was inseminated by Soldier Boy. They have not yet told us whose embryo it was. My theory is it was Liberty's. It was Liberty's because she was the only one that they thought would be strong enough for her embryo or her egg to actually survive being inseminated by Soldier Boy's super sperm. And then they used this runaway as an incubator because they didn't know what would happen, so they weren't going to risk Stormfront's body or life. And then you get all the clues in season, what was it, 2 when Stormfront was around, that like the way she treated Homelander, and yes, you could say it's like, oh, she was just like, oh, he's the Ubermensch, he is the thing we've been waiting for. But I've just had this sneaking suspicion that based on everything with Homelander and his obsession with moms and breast milk and being mothered, that the ultimate rug pull were for him to be revealed that you fucked your own mom, you really are Oedipus.
That's his Homelander clone in this storyline. He's like,
Yes.
what the fuck?
That's the big dime drop reveal or needle drop reveal is like, you fucked your own mommy.
I've been banging my mommy.
I think that'd be absolutely insane, unhinged, and I love it. I would love that for this story. Like anything that I think is going to make Homelander unravel to the point where he questions himself, I think would be a very good addition to this show.
And then add on top of that, he's the reason she killed herself. So then you have,
Go on.
I fucked my own mom. My son, like basically put her into a body bag, and then she killed herself when I rejected her. So you get all those things swimming around his head, and then that's really like the thing that puts him off the deep end.
What was the timeline? Wouldn't she know that she was the original egg donor for this? She
They
would
could
have
steal
known.
that shit.
She may
They
have
could steal that shit.
Yeah, it could have been like we're taking it as a part of an experiment. All the experiment failed, so it could have been she could have been lied to, or maybe she suspected, but she never knew fully. There's many
Black
different
Widow
layers to
situation
this.
where they just take it out.
Yep. So there's a lot of different situations with this and how it could run. And the other thing too is the way Soldier Boy was acting the last couple of times that Liberty or Stormfront's been mentioned. He's got this like weird contemplative look, and then when Homelander admits like, yeah, we're related to more way than one because we both banged the same lady, he's got this weird like pause, and he's like the gears are turning.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Damn.
he's coming to realize like, oh no.
Well, he said the thing
my
about
kid
wiping it
banged-
on her chin. Like that was a moment where I think Soldier Boy was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "I don't even have time to unpack that right now."
I'm starting
But
to
I
lean
think
with
he's
Kopf
starting-
a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
This is a half court shot. I'm just saying, but the clues are there in my
I
opinion.
think it's gonna go in, dog.
I think this is a clear. I think this is one of those clear 4-point shots. Remember the big three where they'd put like a sticker? Yeah, I think that's where you're at. I don't even think this is half court, man. I think this is a higher percentage shot. Look at you, Kopf. I'm proud of you.
I'm trying.
You do so
Sorry
well.
for ruining the tease earlier. I get back with my theories.
You
Terrible
fucker.
driver, but boy, can you step up in the corner and
Cock over, baby. I can't.
Kopf
I
is the
can't
guy in the
fucking playmaker
back seat. See, this is what it is I'm driving the car. Jag, you handle the aux. And then Kopf is the guy in the back seat that just keeps finding snacks when we're hungry. And he's like, "Oh shit, look what I got here." Just passes it up. And we're like, "Oh man, Kopf saves the day." That's what's going on in this car right here.
and then Kopf will be like, "You missed your exit." Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yes. And then Sam is the one that's in the other seat. She's like, "Yeah, but you know what? We get to take a scenic route now, and we get these really nice views." It's 100% the dynamic.
And
Flicks
Big Nish
chips
is
in
taking a
Sam's
separate
hair.
car completely.
All right, guys. I think that's gonna be a wrap for us here.
No,
We're
it's
gonna be
not.
back
I'm not done.
It's not.
It's
oh,
not.
excuse me. Jesus.
I want to talk about
I'm
Kimiko
sorry.
and Frenchie real quick. Like,
Okay.
and we didn't talk about it for a reason. No one gives a fuck, right? Just be together or don't.
Oh yeah, because I'm like all season long you've been saying I don't care, so now you're like I got to talk about this. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
I'm tired, right? Like just
Yeah.
break up and be done. Like, don't fuck at all or don't. Like, we gotta quit. We have to stop.
They were only together because of trauma, and now that Kimiko has basically been able to unpack her trauma, she's like, I don't really need you, Frenchie. You're still clinging.
I can talk
Yeah.
now.
Already said
Thank
the
you.
thing.
I don't need a translator. I'm gonna see other people.
Monker. She's like, nope, I want kids. Yeah,
I do like her line of like, you thrive in the chaos, and I needed to get away from. I did like that line, but that's
To blame that
you're
on
right.
Frenchie's
Just shit
kind
on
of some bullshit a little bit too. So.
right. But you're right. You're at the point. Where it's like just shit or get off the pot with this relationship. I'm done with it. I've been.
I'm
done
tired
with
of
it for
people's
several
relationships
seasons.
in general. We have a god to kill.
Jack's like, I'm tired of your small shit.
For real, dude. Like, I'm tired of homie over there crashing out.
Huey?
Dude,
Oh,
be
MM.
a killer or don't. Like, be a gangster or don't. He's like
When
this.
Huey
this-
called MM a pussy, that was wild. I know he was under the influence of whatever was going on in that building, but
I was
Yeah,
happy
I was
about it
surprised
till I
that-
realized it wasn't real. I'm like, good for him.
Yeah.
And then I was just like,
I was
because I don't
surprised
think
that
MM
MM
would have
didn't
hit him.
dog walked him, because you saw him grab the pan and like knock the gun out of MM's hand and then start wailing on him. Like, all right, MM, we have seen you before beat the shit out of dude several times your size, and you're letting Huey get one over on you.
That's why I said MM
Soft.
would, like, real MM would never hit him, because he'd be like, what's the fucking point? Like, I don't want to like
Kill you with
hospitalize a
one
twink.
punch.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's where we ended.
You need some Maeve
think
back.
that's-
I want Maeve to call Huey a twink again.
That's Jag's Christopher Nolan spinning top here at the end of the podcast. I think that's where we're gonna fade to black here, guys. Like I mentioned, we'll be back again next week and every week after that, covering The Boys season 5. We are also covering Invincible and Euphoria over on the premium channel as well. So if you want to become a premium subscriber, you can find that on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple. It's available to you there. And then we're going to be back again covering Your Friends and Neighbors. We got some other big shows coming up in the summer. There's going to be House of the Dragon, Cape Fear, a lot of cool stuff. Silo season 3 just announced its premiere date in July, right? July 3rd? Hell
Yes.
yeah. Let's go. Let's go. So we'll be back for that as well. As always, I want to thank everybody for watching or listening all the way through. For myself, for Jag, for Koff. We'll see you next time. Adios.